full power chord, okay? In essence, you're still playing the E, okay? You're still playing that open. You're still playing this one 2 frets higher, right? So again, it's open on the E, 2 frets higher on the next string, which is A. So that's your A string, 2 frets higher. And then you're going to take your D string as well, and you're going to go 2 frets higher. Okay? If you play all 3 of those together, you actually get a power chord as well, but it's a little bit fuller sounding. It's a bit tougher to play because you're only going to try to hit with your pick the 3 bottom strings. And that can be very difficult at the very beginning. But the essence is that this is a full power chord. And this is kind of a half power chord. Okay. One more time. This is a full power chord. And this is kind of a half power chord. Same thing applies with the power chords where we were talking about whatever the lower note is and you play the next one 2 frets higher. So if I go from 1 on my lower note, then my next note has to be 3. Well, the same thing applies with the full power chord. Now this is going to be very difficult, so if you find this hard to do, just skip this for now. But here it is. You're going to play that. That's going to be really tough because before we've been just using the baby finger here. And then you're going to tuck that finger underneath. Let me show you that. So here's your chord here. Okay. Now, I'm just showing you that for interest for now because that's essentially where we're headed down the road a bit. But for now, I want you to focus in on this one chord here. Okay, let me give you a better look at that. Okay, what that chord is, even though we're talking about a power chord right now, that is one of your first open chords. Okay, so we're quickly going to go over, before we get into what this chord entails, we're quickly going to go over how to tune the rest of the guitar. Okay, so again, you can tune the guitar if you want using your tuner, right? And go through the whole thing and get all 6 strings sounding like that. Okay, if you want to continue with learning the frets, then I'll quickly go over this. You can rewind this video as much as you want and take a look at exactly what I'm doing here if it escapes you, but I'm just going to quickly go over this. The first one is you're going from the 6th to the 5th, so you fret the 5th on the 6th string, so go to the 5th fret of the 6th string, play that, and play the next one open. Next 2, same. Play this on the 5th, and the next one open. And they should be the same. The next one you do, same. 5th, and open. So again, it's 5th on the 6th string, open on the 5th. 5th on the 5th string, open on the 4th. 5th on the 4th string, open on the 3rd. And now it changes. You go to 4th fret of your 3rd string and open on the 2nd. So again, it's 5, 5, 5, 4, and 5. One more time, 5, 5, 5, 4, 5. So once you have all that, then what I want you to do is do what we were talking about earlier, that power chord, okay? So come up really close. And you're going to find this in the chord library, okay? Now there's lots of ways to do this. I'm going to show you the simple way, okay? This is known as a simple E minor. Okay? You're going to play all 6 strings, just straight down. And you can hear that this particular chord has a real mellow, kind of sad feel to it. Okay, now at any time, I should have pointed this out earlier, but I'll say it now. At any time, if you're practicing and you feel discomfort in your fingers or your wrist, that's a good thing. If you feel too much pain and discomfort, you need to take a break, right? I will present some exercises that you can do in order to limber up your fingers and do that sort of thing. But for now, if you are having any discomfort beyond just typical playing, definitely take a break. So again, this is your E minor. And in essence, you're taking your first finger and you're putting it on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Then you're taking your next one and you're putting it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Now again, I had mentioned earlier that if you're going to play, you need to play to the high side of the fret. But because this particular chord has a couple of fingers really squashed in there, you're going to have to just do your best to be as high as you can. This particular finger will not be that high. You can see essentially where that is. It's kind of halfway, I guess, in order to get this one. Because you don't want this one spilling over to the next fret, right? Because then you've got the wrong chord. So in essence, you want to play open, 2nd, 2nd, and the rest open. One, 2, 3, 4. Two things. One, we're doing nothing but downstrokes, and 2, we're doing what is known as quarter notes. When you take a look at a measure, let's imagine we're at a concert and you hear the band start a song. What do they always do when they start a song? The leader goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and they start. Okay? It's not that he's proving that he can count to 4. It's that he's letting the band know what the meter is, what the tempo is, what the speed is. And so he's calling out 4 quarter notes. And in essence, that's what we're doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's important to understand that as you're strumming, you want your hand and your arm to be relaxed and go through all 6 strings. And you want your arm to be a pendulum, to be a metronome. And you know, you're going to find that this is probably one of the key points to playing guitar, because most of what you're going to be doing is playing chords. There is some soloing, and there is a thing called arpeggiating. We'll get into that later. It's basically single notes. But most of what you'll be doing is this. So practice that until you get a real feel and a relaxed feel of it. And we'll see you at the next module.